It has been over 2 months, guys. 2 months since we've made a video like this. My shirt's a little wet too. I just got done like washing my hair. But look, I even got the Hawaii shirt on. Y'all see it? Hold on. I know. Look at the back, guys. Look at the back. Look at that. I got it on. I'm ready. And I haven't showed you guys this in a while, but I want to show you guys a drawing that I was working on. So with this drawing, I used a bit of reference. I actually just got some new pens too. But for this drawing, I didn't have the pens. It's a picture of my 3 OCs. I used the reference art from Pinterest, I believe so, for like the positioning and everything. But you guys ready? This is sort of a group photo that I did, or group art of all 3 of them right here. Paper's a little dented, by the way. But yeah, you know, it's just something that I worked on. I worked on this, I forgot to write a date for this, but I worked on this not too long ago. So hopefully you guys think that's pretty cool. It's art for my up and coming. Well, I don't want to say up and coming. It's not coming very, very soon, but my manga that I'm working on. Anyways, what's going on? It's your boy, All Time. We're back with another JoJoLands video. The lighting in this video is just going to be fluctuating. Look, it's blue now. Why is it blue? And then look, it's going to be like really bright soon too. I don't really know. I'm going to turn on my camera real quick. But guys, it has been a long time since we have done the JoJoLands. 2 chapters came out, and I even saw some of the art too. That we have a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. For all my JoJo fans who have been waiting, I'm glad you guys have been very patient with me. I'm still continuing Chainsaw Man. I'm still doing Poon Poon. I'm still doing a lot of other stuff too. It's just been a long time since I've been able to work on it because I've been busy. Look, it's not blue anymore. Look at this. It's the lighting. I need to get better blinds. But yeah, thank you guys for being super patient with me. Even for like my new subscribers who have been watching me because of Blue Lock and stuff, I really appreciate it. Like the fact that you guys have been tuning in this much, and the fact that I am about to hit 2K. The year's about to end, but if we can hit 2K before the end of the year, you guys would be insane if that was the case. This video is definitely coming out before the end of the year, so I just want to say thank you guys so much for such a great year on, you know, being a YouTuber, being a content creator, and seeing the support that I got. That'll all come later for the other videos. This is the JoJoLands time. It's JoJo. So if you ain't no JoJo fan, get up out of here. Go read parts 7 and 8. Go check out my series, by the way. They'll always be on the playlist. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Then once you do the playlist, you know what I'm saying? Meet up here. But guys, we got some new arts. What I want to do at the end of the video before we start this video is every single chapter. Araki's been doing this in Steel Ball, I believe so, but he's been basically releasing author's notes at the end of the chapter. So the 2 chapters we're going to read, chapter 20 and 21. 21 just came out a couple days ago. Right now, as I'm recording, it's the 21st. It came out on the 18th. I've just been really busy. But basically, we're going to read 1 through 21. We're going to read all of his notes. That's going to be the goal. Hopefully, we can do that. So we're going to discuss, read all of his chapter 1 through 20 notes for each of the chapters, and then we're going to read or do our theories and talk about what could possibly happen next and everything. Where do we leave off? You know what I'm saying? Usagi needs help at the what was it called? The MRI scan. Jodio's getting attacked by Glory Days in the bathroom. We just bodied Girls Bags Groove. Sort of. At least I think so. You know, like, it's the stand fight, oh my gosh, and then Howler with the last video. Guys, I'm about to scream this whole, like this whole video, so just volume warning. I'll see you guys understanding the mechanism. I'll see you guys in the hospital in the JoJoLands.
JOJOLANDS アメリカ合衆国ハワイ諸国これは一人の少年が亜熱帯の島々で主人公ジョディオ・ジョースターはチームの仲間と共に大富豪になっていく物語。ボスから一つの指令を受けとある日本人が持ち込んだ物語が幕を開ける。 the JOJOLANDS.
Alright guys, so it wasn't in the actual chapter, but we're here. I'm a little zoomed out in the corner right now, but this is Volume 5. Volume 5, the art just dropped, the JOJOLANDS, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 9, Volume 5. Look at Dragona, look at 𝐷𝐸𝐸, look at my boy JoJo, the charming man. We got our squad here. So this isn't in the actual chapter, like on my site with where I'm reading, so we're just gonna go over this. We're on Reddit right now. But like, this is the art. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? This looks really hard. So this is the art for December. But now, we're also going to get another color spread, I believe the next chapter, because I kind of peeked a little bit, but I didn't look at it. And then we're going to, we're going to go back and read the chapter, the name, everything for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 9, Chapter 20. The newest volume, Volume 5 on sale Wednesday, December 18th. The JoJoLands Volume 5 going on sale now too. JoJo's Magazine 2024 Winter, the spoken Kishibe Rohan short novel collection, Slip Through the Hail of Bullets, Chapter 20, Glory Days, Part 2. Araki Hirohiko, the series resumes, the JoJoLands. What do y'all think of the art, though? Okay, look at my boy JoJo hitting a different pose rather than the, you know, we're caught here. But one thing I want to say before we start this video, I know I've been talking a lot. Get your snacks. Hey, get comfortable. These are movies. My other previous JoJo videos were always like 5, 10 chapters. I think in the past I did 3 when I first started the Steel Ball run for the channel, because I was still trying to test out how to do manga. But these videos, they're really short, but I like to make them long because of the new content that we're getting every single month, but also huge JoJo fan here, you know, tat and everything. We covered, this is the 4th part now for the channel, but also the last my last JoJoLands video, I believe I just came back from Hawaii. I was trying to understand the mechanism with JoJo and them, trying to help them out at the hospital. But anyways, yeah. In the previous one, I uploaded that in Hawaii. I don't think I recorded that in Hawaii, but I put it out when I was in Hawaii, like in Honolulu, and I went to Waikiki and everything. I still want to... Let me know if you guys still want to see that video. Do you guys still want to see that Hawaii video? I never dropped it, or I never really finished it, but if you guys still want to see it, let me know. Yeah, but get your snacks, get comfortable. Glory Days Part 2, we in the hospital fighting. I want to see you guys in there. Let's go. The stand shootout intensifies. My heart is. A stand that falls straight down, from above like rain. It doesn't seem like it can attack from the sides. Range that looks to be about 3 meters radius. Those water drops have the power to push against a surface, and they expert a formidable pressure. They can easily pierce through muscle and bone, if they hit their target, that is. I like how he shoots the gun, and again, since the bullets are traveling slow, again, I'm trying to remember, he's like pre-planting them, and then when he sees them, or like when he sees JoJo, then bam, 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 he can shoot. But now we're getting more about November Rain. He can't shoot the rain sideways, like upwards. No, it can only go down in a 3-meter radius. That's extremely specific. I would go as far as to say that's not even that good up until, you know, like what I've said. I said the same thing about Soft and Wet. I said the same thing about Tusk Act 1, 2, and maybe even 3 before I even knew that Tusk could evolve when I was reading Steel Ball. Go back, guys. But like what I've said before too, I feel like these stands are more not combat heavy oriented. They're more on the stealth type of heist way. You know what I mean? Like that's where I feel like this part was always going to go anyways. So that's the reason why, like, even with November Rain having no hands, it's like, you know what I mean? So I'm not too stressed about the specifics of how November Rain can operate, but at the same time I am. That's the sound of the toilet breaking. Did I hit my mark? Oh my god, it's over. JoJo, get up! No! That's not fair. My boy's being ganked! Hey, somebody help him out! Yo, first of all, he's being hit with Girls Bags Groove and Glory Days. Help my boy JoJo out, what we doing? Hey! But it's interesting because, like, the way that the rain falls, it kind of just reminds me of Love Train a little bit. Like, not really. It's just the way that it looks, like the lines and everything. I can only imagine if we read Steel Ball, or yeah, Steel Ball Run black and white, it would look the same. But I know that it's Rain. But it's like, I wonder if it's like a gravity thing, or if it's just like a regular weather phenomenon type of thing, right? Like the mechanisms of like weather and stuff, you know what I mean? Still no hits, huh? Cut it out. No more suspicious moves now. Get that left hand away from your pocket. No. Wait, that's right. She mentioned you guys having a lava rock. Yeah, that's right. She said that they're taking advantage of some sort of system to take the north slope of the island of Hawaii that's currently owned by Howler Corp. I can't imagine how, but a lava rock is allowing them to strip Howler Corp of all their assets and make them theirs in a whopping $50 billion. So one of these people has it on them. Alright, I'll give you a chance to cut a deal. Slowly take everything out of your pockets and show them to me. You have it, don't you? Hand it over. No, wait, he's within the 2 or 3 meters! Oh, he's cooked. He's within the 2 or 3 meters, he's done. Sorry, but I ain't got it. The spattered water droplets. JoJo, cook him! JoJo, he don't need no help! JoJo! Cook him! He don't even need help! Oh my gosh. Oh my god, is he gone? Did he just body Bobby Jean? Damn! He didn't even give him 2 chapters! Oh my god! He got cooked! And we got Girls Bags Groove over here. We got I believe it's what was her name? Lulu? Yeah, Lulu. She's over here hurt. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. No, I was gonna say maybe the lava rock killed him, but that's not how it works. It doesn't manipulate the logic of reason, but it does do that, but in a fortunate way. But it manipulates fortune to him. So the way he died, though, it was definitely the rain that killed him, right? It was definitely the rain. I mean, we know that the lava rock can bring out stand powers. So did the rain kill him, or did the lava rock kill him? That's something that would have definitely flew over my head there. Okay, let's continue, guys. Pink-chan? This place. I'm sharing a bed with Pink-chan? Where are we again? I didn't realize we had that sort of relationship. Finally, we're in bed together. Hey, what's going on? Wait, why is he here too? I don't know what he was to you, but once you're done crying over him, you'll be leaving the hospital with us, got it? No ifs, ands, or buts. What you doing? Hey, no. This guy is a thug, bro. This guy's crazy, bro. He's like that. Oh my god, JoJo's like that. He said, I don't know what he was to you, but you're coming with us. What do you think you are, JoJo? That's my goat. My goat art, bro, guys. My eyes is watering. You guys have to understand, it has been so long since I've had like JoJo content. This is insane. I'm so excited right now. I'm gonna have a heart attack. This is so clean. That fight only lasted 2 chapters. I really thought that fight was gonna last like 5 months, guys. I'm serious. That was a really short fight. Again, their stands are not combat oriented. So I really thought, that's why I'm talking a lot, guys. I really thought that fight was gonna last longer. So considering that it wasn't, oh my god, we're actually gonna get like exposition now. Like huge store exposition. Alright, shut up, guys. Shut up. Why y'all making me talk so much? You're awake. You're in the ICU. There was a shooter in the hospital and he shot you in an elevator. Can you tell us your name? The injuries you suffered were only minor. We removed the bullets and sealed the wound. You have some incredible muscles and physique, you know that. Anyhow, could you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up? 6. By the way, what did you do with my clothes and boots? I sure as hell hope you didn't cut them off with scissors. That cost me about 2,000 bucks. In the locker? You still need to rest. And we have minor examinations to do. I'll be right back. Paco, hey, over here, you okay? Dragona. Oh, and JoJo, is everybody okay? Yes, for the time being. But the bad news is, it looks like Howler knows who we are. The lower floor is crawling with cops. Usagi and the Charming Man are down there, and they're safe. once Usagi fakes the security cameras, we can leave the hospital. Did they get our faces? Yeah, you think they'll send more people after us? Not so sure. I don't think they know what we look like quite yet, but I'm sure they'll know sooner or later. We've got to get away from this place. Also, it looks like Howler knows about the existence of the lava rock. I think that's what we need to really worry about. Paco, what's in that bag? Dunno, it was left with my clothes. It ain't mine. Not sure whose it could be. I don't know how many casualties there are from the stray bullets, but it might have been one of theirs that got left with my stuff by accident. The patient's sitting next to the bed over in the ICU. Look, who do you think he is? The bag is his. According to his ID, he's an employee of the Dolphin Bank and the general manager of the corporate sales division. There are documents in his bag, and from what I'm looking at, it seems like Howler himself has a loan from the Dolphin Bank, and this person is in charge of collecting debts. For some reason, he's here in the ICU, and he has all these documents here with him in his bag. Huh? He was shot. So wait, hold on. Then a bank employee who was in the process of collecting a debt happened to be stopped by the hospital and then got caught up in the shooting. Yeah, it seems noteworthy. And then somehow his bag ended up here by mistake. Was it this? No, not yet, Sophie. Please, I'm begging you. Stay here in the wheelchair. Oh, come on, Dad. I told you I need to use the bathroom. Don't come with me. I'm fine on my own. And tonight, I've got to get dressed up for the hotel beach party I'm going to. Huh? It's the lady from the registry. Congressman, you signed it? The approval. The one about Howler lands and property in the HOWLER'S Northern Slope. Right, the signing. Did I do that? So as long as there's no concrete proof, there's going to be a question of responsibility. But rumors are already flying every which way. No, I definitely approved it. I elated that my daughter may be back to her old self, but I can't shake my suspicions of Howler's chemical terrorism. My decision has not changed. That Howler isn't getting away with this. He's going to be taken down a notch. I'm glad the receptionist woman is all better. But from what he said, that means that the lava rock's rule is still doing its thing, sure as hell. There are things of monetary value coming our way. Jodio, could you be more specific? What exactly are those documents in the bag about? It's a total of $38 billion. Howler put the north slope of HOWLER'S up to collateral to the bank to borrow money. That's what these documents are about. 38. And then also, there's digitized contracts in here, and even his smartphone. Jodio, I'm just asking to make this short, but what do you mean by collateral? Collateral meaning that he took out mortgage of the HOWLER'S land as a guarantee for his debt. In other words, if the politicians started acting, then Howler's assets would be frozen by the power of the state. But before that could happen, the bank said that they would want to collect the money they had lent to Howler. That's what these documents do. I know Howler are bad guys, but the bank that knowingly lent them this money is even worse. We'll use these documents to collect the debt in their place. That's what we'll do. The lava rock's flow is absolute after all. Hold on a sec, Jodio, what exactly did you end up deciding on what we're gonna do? What are you doing? This is the rule of the lava rock. It's telling us to do it. If we were going to collect the debt, let's really go for it. Enough that both Howler and the bank can never get back up after all. Oh, so you think that we can do that? With that bag, once we leave the hospital, let's meet up at Morome's place. I get the feeling that the time of collecting the debt is approaching. Paco, he looks like he weighs about 55 to 60 kilos. Can you carry him? It's the bank that lent the money to Howler. Let's bring him with us. We can't leave him here. Bring him? Is he even alive in the first place? To be continued. Huge chapter. Oh my gosh. Whoa. So now, okay. I was about to say something. But it's really interesting how Jodio knows all of this. I know all this too. In the forms of collateral. I'm actually surprised that Dragona didn't know, but Jodio knew. But I think what's interesting is how quickly Jodio was able to be like, this is probably thanks to the lava rock. Let's really go for it. Let's really do it. After all, the lava rock is absolute. And this only goes into chapter 1, the very beginning of the JoJoLands, where Jodio always kept saying stuff about the mechanism, the flow of logic and reason that controls the world, the relationships of trust, trusting the logic of the world. Again, it is very, very much the complete opposite of what I'm thinking about in terms of the end, a little bit of the beginning, but the end of JoJoLion. The idea of 𝐸𝐵's story being the flow of logic and reason, but going beyond the flow of logic and reason, right? So I feel like with this, it's like the complete opposite in a way. And again, I'm gonna flip my screen around, but this is what definitely solidifies not only his mindset, but how he's going to go moving forward here. Look at this here. This is the rule of the lava rock. It's telling us to do it. If we're going to collect the debt, let's really go for it. Enough that both Howler and the bank can never get back up after this. The banks are just as bad as Howler, who's taking advantage of this in the first place. They willingly, like, here's the thing, collateral meaning that he took out a mortgage on the HOWLER'S land as a guarantee for his debt, which means they did that on purpose so that they would eventually collect that money. And it essentially would create like a flow. And that's smart though. And again, that's why I was saying, I like how, also another thing too, I'm glad that the receptionist woman is better too. I might be overthinking, guys, like I'm overanalyzing everything now, but I'm glad the woman survived. I'm really glad she survived. And I feel like the congressman and the woman are going to be important. I'm telling you guys, I feel like they will, or maybe they won't anymore. You know, I feel like maybe, I don't know how Rocky's going to take this, but we're definitely going to talk about this in, you know, towards the end when we talk about our overall discussion. But great chapter. Great conclusion to a fight. Again, I didn't think the fight was going to end that fast. I'm not mad though, because again, I said that their stands aren't that combat oriented, right? At the end it said use whatever at your disposal. That was pretty cool. But yeah, it's like, you know, it's like I wonder how they're going to handle stand fights in this part now, because they're not that combat oriented, right? The hustle, do the hustle, you know, smooth operators, Mate Kudasai, the charming man in his stand, I forgot, Big Mouth strikes again, I believe, November Rain. It's like, how are these guys gonna fight now? Look at the new ultra jump. Yo, okay guys, you guys ready? Let me shut up. Lock in. Look at this new color art right here. Ultra Jump, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 9. Adventure that comes around with the rain. Araki Hirohiko. The all-new Volume 5 is now on sale with great fanfare. The JOJOLANDS. And it seems like... Oh, my room's blue again. And it seems like that the next part here, or the next cover art, is actually the volume cover. So I didn't expect that. Y'all ready to read this? Again... I want to see more about these characters. I need to see more. Guys, like, look, I don't know where y'all stand in terms of JoJo fights, or not just JoJo fights, but in terms of JoJo in general, from part 1 all the way to part 9. But aside from fights, it's the writing of these characters. That was really good. That chapter was so good. I don't want this to end, but we gotta keep it up. Let's look at the cover art. The JOJOLANDS, Chapter 21, HOWLER'S and Property Suspicions, Araki Hirohiko. These reckless folks standing together. The JoJo animation series up until now, from here to the fan event, JoJo Day. And I was going to say this at the end of the video, but now I'm going to say this now. I'm going to keep the screen here, but apparently with JoJo Day coming up, people are theorizing that Steel Ball Run is going to get announced for an anime. Again, due to reliable sources, from what I've heard, Steel Ball Run might be getting an anime. So we're going to talk about that whenever we do, you know, no, actually, no, we'll talk about it at the end of the video, if I remember. But yeah, guys, Chapter 21, HOWLER'S and Property Suspicions. I'll see you guys in the chapter. From the Dolphin Bank office. Damn, this is good. Yum. Oh, alright, I'm really sorry about this. I know that this is totally out of the blue, but I've got to take a business trip to the mainland. Huh? But we had plans to go with the kids to see a movie, then go to a Chinese restaurant in Waikiki and eat the shark fin with Chinese mint and crab in it. Do we really have to cancel that too? This is an emergency happening at the company. I'm afraid I'm gonna be gone for 4 days. Maybe a week. I'll text you. Oh, I suppose there's no help in it then. Okay, I'll forgive you. Just say the usual magic words to me, okay? Magic words? Say the usual, otherwise I won't forgive you. The usual, let's see. I love you, honey. Maybe that? No. My neither regions pointed out to you other that way, that bitch cat. Psh, you're acting so strangely today. What happened? Damn it. Paco? That's Paco. That's Paco. I immediately thought Rock Human, but I'm like, no, that's Paco. That has to be. Excuse me, Division Chief Yokohama. There's a guest in the lobby here to see you. Okay, I'll forgive you. I'll text you then, okay? Go get him. About your flight reservation, do you need an assistant? No, I'll go myself. That incident of the shooting at the hospital sounded awful. Yes, indeed, but I only went to get some stomach medicine. The pharmacy was at a different location. I didn't even know there were any gunshots. Oh, there are my relatives' kids. I'm gonna go show them around. I'll be right back. Looks like I'm a pretty excellent bank employee, as it turns out. You've got some pretty good significant power when it comes to business management. So those guys are the CEO and co of whatever. I've got orders directly from the bank's chief executive officer. Make sure you don't mess up collecting from Howler. Charming man, did you change the security passcode? Without a hitch. For our use. We need to do prep work, huh? Now where Howler will be depositing his assets will be our bank account. Division Chief, you got dust in your shoulder. Really huge fan of the way that the panels are. The art looks really good. I like the panels here, but some of these places look a little familiar to me, you know? I was down in Waikiki and, you know, in Honolulu, so a lot of this place looks a little familiar. Maybe I passed them a little bit, who knows? You shitty little girl, have you even seen the show The Walking Dead? That zombie one. We're gonna grind you into mush, you got that? We're gonna crush you down until there's nothing but a mushy red pulp. It's gonna be because you brain stopped with me a bunch of minutes. You're dead meat. We're gonna crush you down until there's nothing but a mushy red pulp. It's because of you that my brain stopped for a bunch of minutes. You're dead meat. One heel kick and dosha. Your brains are gonna be mushy and paste on the ground. She said sit down. You really should. The child's name was, Lulu-chan. Lulu-chan, and you're 11 years old. Fraud and tax evasion have a jail sentence of 5 years to 10 years. Something like that is a first offense. Generally speaking, it's 10 years. But letting you stay at this place is costing me nearly $3,000 a day in expenses. The boutique is closed today too. And if now some police or somebody finds this room, that'll mean it's a serious crime. Meanwhile, you're saying the only water you'll drink is San Pellegrino. How do you not like mangoes? And you want us to feed you a fatty marbled wagyu? Ugh. And then that bank employee Yokohama that I have sleeping in the back room that's cost me $2,000 a day to have pay for his life support medicines and systems. And the same thing, if he's found, I'll be fired as a principal. My husband would probably divorce me too. And I've got quite the happy household, I'll have you know. But Lulu-chan, you'll get out eventually, and you want the number of days to be short as possible, right? So answer me properly, about Howler. Have any of the people here's faces and information about them have been leaked to him? Or do you think that they are all likely to? This was Howler looking for this lava rock for a long time now, since before. No. This started out as just a job to find the people who were browsing the deeds. He gave me a sudden call and said that to make sure that we had recovered it and brought it to him. He said that you definitely ought to be in the possession of something resembling a lava rock. It sounded important, like he realized something all of a sudden. And as it turned out, you really did have it after all. Okay. This bag was transported here by the Lava Rock's rule. The Lava Rock is our ally. We can completely be certain that the $50 billion worth of Hawaii's land is here on its way. Even if we just take a nap, all of the value will eventually make its way into our hands. But on the other hand, somehow Howler knows about the existence of the lava rock, and he's become aware of the fact that his fortune will soon disappear. That means that right now, Howler is frantically trying to find out who we are. As whereas when Lulu-chan disappeared to when she left the hospital, I guarantee it. Alright everyone, let me explain how the real world works to you. Even if it's at first glance they're just trying to get their money back or doing a peaceful deal, greed never ends with just something pleasant like that. They'll settle it with violence. The most important thing is to ultimately not be followed by anyone. The longer this drags on, the far more dangerous it gets. We need to make sure the time this goes on for to be about 7 days. It's just as JoJo says, what we need to do is collect the money from him, all of it. Strip a rich person from everything they've got, and you render their body and mind powerless. The Walleye North Slope. Our next time to collect, it is 7 days. I'll keep you posted on the plan. Is this part gonna be 7 days? I mean, if you think about it, wasn't Golden Wind a week? This is gonna be the longest week of all time. You know what I'm saying? But I think what's fascinating is another theme being thrown at us, that being greed. That being that, let me tell you guys, or let me tell you kids about something. You know, something that the Part 5 group never really had, but something they kind of had to rely on their own for. But you could say that it was their boss that they had to rely on, but eventually throughout the part, it was just Giorno, Narancha, Abacchio. It was, I forgot the guy who left, but you know, Purple Haze. And then it was Bruno too, so. But and Trish. But really, all they had to rely on was themselves, right? It was just themselves. So like, with them having sort of a figure now. I like how she said, let me teach you kids about something. Even if it's just at first glance and they're just trying to get their money back, doing a peaceful deal, greed never ends with something pleasant like that. They'll always settle it with violence. Whenever you corner a rich person, they'll quite literally use anything necessary. That's their currency. So, like, I wonder, man, that could mean a lot of things. I mean, obviously it means greed now, but again, it could mean a multitude of things for the future for this part. We'll talk about it at the end, though. Phew. Collect? How? Who the heck are these people? What the heck? Hey asshole, don't stop. What the hell are you doing? Go, move the car. Don't stop here. Go underground, you simple moron. You're fired. Your job as a driver is done. You're dead meat. Just disappear from this world. I'm gonna make sure you're totally unemployable from now on, you moron. This is scary. Hello? I want you to buy up this road immediately. I don't want this to be a state road or anything like that. Make it HOWLER'S railway. Screw you, Howler. Get out of Hawaii, asshole. Hey, he's in there with a lover. Give me back my money, you dumb asshole. Drag Howler out of there. Fuck you. Torture him until he's dead. The land on the north slope of Hualalai on the island of Hawaii, which was lent to him by the royal family 54 years ago. The Howler family used their deep connections with the munitions industry to illegally acquire it. This was done during the generation of the grandfather of Mr. Aka Howler, age 42. Hey, you media bastards are smearing me. Don't say that it was done illegally. That's totally groundless. Don't, you assholes. Go scribbling out of an article. Howler opened the door, killed that asshole, without an ounce of proof. Ripped the head off of Howler, that bastard, limb from limb. There's been reports that the state government is going to seize the North Slope. But if that happens, well, it means that HOWLER'S will be on its road to bankruptcy. I've never heard anything about these shitty rumors you're spouting. It's just a bunch of false rumors. You're the press. Go get some actual evidence before you start making accusations. But that'll never happen because there aren't any. Oh, Howler's running. Cameras. Capture his fear-stricken face dripping with sweat. The viewers will take it as him using. Howler's son. My son. He lost both of his arms and legs with the weapons you made. He suffered until death. Howler's son. Oh, screw off. I didn't make any of those weapons, you shitty old bag. Don't answer them. Howler's son. Just ignore them. Mr. Howler has no comment. No comment. HOWLER'S is a water infrastructure company. What the heck? Who even are you? I'm a lawyer. You hired me. Folks, don't come in. Everything past those shrubs are HOWLER'S property. Anyone intruding against the owner's will shall be arrested and have prison sentences less than 3 years or less than a fine. Sacks of shit. Is this shit? Why is there so much commotion going on? I'm the 8th generation since my ancestors drifted from here to Italy. They go A, B, C, and D, and if it keeps counting, I'm 8. So my name is H, and with the Italian pronunciation, Aka, the Hualalai northern slope is our land. We got permission from the royal family. It's been like that for generations. These riffraffs need our slope water veins, and have our generations as how they act. Now they're shouting at me to leave Hawaii, the place where I was born. Those lowlifes. It really doesn't matter. What really matters to us is if HOWLER'S loses all of its money and goes bankrupt, that would be a problem. These are the rumors that the state government's working to make the seizure of the northern slope a certainty. Who are you? You guys again. Did I hire you? I already introduced myself earlier, but yes, you hired us. I'm Key West, a lawyer. She's a police officer. I'm Liam Shabang, and he's Ningbo, a firefighter. Agent Bobby Jean has died, and was our friend too. The scene of the incident was at Pearl General Hospital. We went to go look at Bobby Jean's corpse just a short while ago, but we had no idea what the cause of death or murder weapon was. Spots all over the hospital were soaking wet, and there was no evidence left behind. What's more, even the direction Bobby was attacked in was not clear from the state of the corpse. It went from the top of Bobby's head down to his throat. In other words, this was a stand user. And as the culprit, or possible culprits, all of the bullets that were in Bobby's possession were shot all over the scene. Who was he pursuing? I'd like to know. What, in truth, was Bobby investigating? He wasn't just following some simple bothersome reporter or person who happened to browse the deeds. You gave Bobby permission to kill, didn't you? You said you're a lawyer, right? Come here for a minute. Listen here, I expect only professional work from all of you. Do you know Lulu-chan? She was with Bobby in the hospital, but disappeared somewhere. The enemy took her with them. Find her. I want you to use your skills to seek her out. Find Lulu and I will pay you a reward. I have no incantation of talking to you all about what Bobby was doing. There's no need for you to know that. Your job only is to protect Howler's interests. It seems there's one even in this hallway. Even if you try to hide it, If there is a location of someone who is afraid, we'll know. We'll find Lulu-chan or possibly the culprit. We'll be making a map with the location you see. Momentarily. The nematodes, they're right next to the fungi on the biological tree. For some reason, they can sniff out the scent and stress in living creatures. Come, gather. They make a map of the sense of those who are afraid. Because those that are afraid, they're the ones that lose. HOWLER'S, you had best not fear or cower. The final boss would do well to be broad-minded and imposing. We shall protect you after all. Speaking of which, there's one thing I forgot to mention, HOWLER'S. There are no images of the hospital cameras and Bobby Jean's smartphones disappeared somewhere. We have one record of Bobby's search history. This happens to be the moment just shortly before he died. It seems he accessed the Armed Force military records and looked up someone, Paco Laber Antares, a resident of Honolulu, age 19. A clue that Bobby left behind, to be continued. No, they left something behind! It's done. They're dead! No! They're dead! They're dead! They're dead! They're dead, guys! No! They're dead! Even the author's note said that. And even Merle May said do not leave anything behind in 7 days. They're done. Oh my gosh. This part will probably take the 7 days. This will be the longest 7 days, right? But, a lot to talk about, right? Those people looked really cold, though. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. They looked mean, though. Like, they looked a little crazy looking. But I wonder what their stand power is. I'm only guessing she might be the strongest. You know what I mean? But we have a police officer, a firefighter, and a lawyer. But I said that the lawyer might be the strongest. The lawyer might be the strongest. The woman that was mainly talking, though. Now, at the end, when she said the final boss would do well to not be scared or brought in their minds, you know, or better to be broad-minded, I thought she was saying that there was another boss higher than him. But it turns out, no, he is him. And it's like, this whole chapter, we sort of got an exposition change to what Howler is now facing now because of the lava rock's effects, you know? And I'm not going to say I feel bad for him. Parts of me, like, kinda did, in a way, but, like, not really. Because he's not a bad person, but it's like, if this part really is going to mirror part 5, we saw Diavolo really late in the part. And with, you know, with Aka here, we're seeing him extremely early, right? So, I shouldn't even have to put a spoiler warning for JoJolion or Steel Ball, because you shouldn't even be watching these videos if you guys haven't. But I say that, guys, because in JoJolion, chapter 22, 21, I believe it was 20, that was like what happened in JoJolion, spoiler warning, just in case for people who are worried about this, which you shouldn't be, but Johnny, you know, he died, at least within the first 20 chapters to further push the exposition for 𝐴𝐵𝐵, right? And within these first 20 chapters, not only did we encounter stand users, a great introduction to the cast and everything like that, but now we sort of have more of a bigger we have a further exposition point pushing, you know, within these 7 days. Let's go back to the first chapter. We'll discuss, talk about everything, and I believe at the end we'll read the author's notes if I can find them and pull them up. But starting off with the fight, again, I won't flip my screen around too much. I'll show you guys some of my favorite panels, but like what I said, whether the lava rock brought out Jodeo's stand or whether Jodeo outsmarted him, I mean, I believe he did, because Bobby commented very early in the chapter, like very early in the video, saying that the range is about 3 meters. And there's no way he just forgot about that midway throughout the fight and then just decided to get closer. The rain obviously came from the top and killed him. But the ceiling was wet too. That's the problem. The ceiling was wet, and because he was, I'm guessing, yeah, if you're looking at the panel here, I'll flip my screen around here. But when he says hand it over here, you can see, look at the drip on his head, and then you can see the hand, like the footstep. Again, this box is here for a reason, to display the movement. So you can see him stepping closer, and then straight through the throat he dies. Like, this is the first person Jodeo bodied, like body straight up killed. Right? Where he died, he didn't get closer, but was he in the 3 meter radius? Again, Was it the meteor radius? Like, did he just forget midway throughout the fight, or did he die because of the mechanism, right? Because of the mechanism or the flow of logic and reason of the lava rock. One of my favorite moments here, by the way, was when JoJo was getting up, and he was like, "You're coming with us, by the way. If ain't no if, ands, or buts, you're coming with me." And then just walks out, limping, right? And then we sort of get the exposition switch to Paco waking up and everything. Sort of them recovering from the fight from before with Girls Bags Groove and Glory Days. But it's the employee of the Dolphin Bank, right? Him. So I thought he was like the CEO, but he's just an employee. But this part here was probably one of my favorite parts of the video up until obviously we got the next chapter and then it got better. But we sort of got a staple on what our situation was and what does that mean moving forward. He was shot, so wait, hold on. This is Dragona talking, by the way. Then a bank employee who was in the process of collecting a debt happened to stop by the hospital and he got caught up in the shooting. It seems noteworthy, but something else ended up in his bag by mistake. And ended up in Paco's bag, that being, you know, the documents of him. We also get a flash to the daughter being okay by the congressman, thank God. I really wanted her to be okay. You know, I was left kind of like on a cliffhanger, like, did she die? Hopefully she didn't die. Excuse me. And then we sort of get the panel of here. I like this panel. I don't know why. I have to show this, but I'm glad the receptionist woman is better. We sort of get all three of them talking. But then we sort of we also get the confirmation that this was the lava rock. This was the lava rock's doing the entire time. I knew that. It's like I knew it. I didn't really know it at first, but then I knew it. And out of everybody, I like how JoJo knew about collateral. He knew about what the documents do and what they stand for in terms of like who was owing who money, the flow and constant flow of the money. We'll use these documents to collect our debt in their place. That's what we'll do. The lava rock is, and the flow is absolute after all. And he's like, look guys, I don't know about you guys. I'm gonna flip it back around because we already went over that panel. But this lava rock, this is the rule of the lava rock. And if it's telling us to do it, we got to go all in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of person I see JoJo. I'm trying to draw these comparisons here, right? And when I say comparisons, I say because, look, guys, you know, Johnny is Jonathan, right? Gappy is Josuke from part 4, but not really. He's two separate, entirely different people. AU Josuke, but not entirely. So with this situation, with JoJo being like, you know, in a way, not completely confirmed, but AU Giorno in a way, it's like Johnny and Jonathan were very, 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 very different. Very different, actually. They were sort of similar, but they were very different. And it's like appreciating JoJo for who he is as just a character, like for who he is now. It's like he's that type of character where like a very similar quality. I'm trying to gather my thoughts, guys. I apologize, but the similar quality that I see in Giorno that I see in him is that, this might be cliche to say, but that unwavering determination that he's got. And I'm talking about that gamble all in. Giorno, throughout the part of part 5, I'm gonna go get it right now. This guy, throughout the whole part, you know what I'm saying? This is volume 5, by the way, but this guy throughout the whole part was gambling his life, gambling his crew's life, gambling the gang's life in every in like a lot of the situations that they were in because of the constant assassins that were being sent by Diavolo, the boss, right? And I feel like with JoJo, it's the exact same way. He understands the dangers. He understands what comes with this. We're going all in. It doesn't matter. If we're going to collect the debt, let's really go for it. Enough to drain both Howler and the bank so that way they can't get up. And that parallels the talk that they had with Merle in the next chapter, where Merle literally said, let me teach you kids about something. JoJo's onto it. He's onto it. But let me really add on to what he was talking about. You want to strike these big guys? You want to go after these big people that really has power? You got to take all of it from them. You can't take a little bit. The moment you take a little bit, they gonna cut your throat, man. It's over. They gonna cut you. They gonna get you, right? Going into the next chapter, when we sort of get the congressman, or not the congressman, my bad, but the employee, like, looking over and everything, playing golf and drinking and everything, he was giving me Paco vibes immediately. The moment I saw the crack, I was like, wait, Rock Human? Nah, because he died earlier. Well, he got shot in the head, but he somehow was hospitalized and he's okay. And then, yeah, when I saw the crack, it was them sneaking into that place. So I found that really, really cool. Immediately knew it was Paco, immediately. I'm gonna flip my screen around for this panel, because again, one thing I didn't really talk about in terms of Araki for this video, because I talk about it in almost all my videos, the art, man. Art style, I gotta go again. This part here, the way that Usagi is drawn here, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, I'm pretty sure you guys can, but Usagi here to Jodio over here, Dragona to Paco here, I like this art. This panel is really cool. Like, just from an art, man, I want to draw. But this looks really good. Like what I said. Looks really, really good from an art perspective. Again, what she was saying earlier, Usagi just being stupid. I like how he referenced The Walking Dead. Shouts out to The Walking Dead, you know what I'm saying? I was always like a big fan of that show too. Even Jodio, no emotions, right? Emotional disorder, the personality disorder, right? He's like, bro, just sit down. Like, I don't care that you're a kid. You tried to kill us. So quite frankly, I don't care if you're a kid or not. I think Jodio would put the paws on her if he really could. I mean, he's not that much older than her. He's like what is he, 4 years older than her? He's 15. He's like 4 years older than her. Merle May kind of like talks about, I'll keep my screen flipped the entire time here a little bit. She talks about how like you're a minor, while me over here, I'm paying for everything to keep you guys here. So tell us about Howler. Make it quick. Does he know about us? Bobby Jean's dead. The only thing that I know is that someone had the lava rock, which was you guys. I don't know the importance of it, but somebody told me. This is the part that I referenced earlier. The bag that was transferred here from the lava rock. I'll flip it back around to my main camera as I read this. We can completely be certain that the $50 billion worth of the Hawaii land is on its way here. So we can just wait. But here's why we can't wait. Here's why we just can't sit here and just wait. Somehow Howler knows about the existence of the lava rock, and he's become aware of that fact, that his fortune will soon disappear. That means that right now Howler is frantically trying to find out who we are. He's trying to. And like, guys, her speech here, I gotta flip it back around, I have to. Whenever you corner a rich person, they will quite literally use any means necessary, violence as currency. You can be sure of that fact. That is their specialty. Going down to like the final panel here, where like this also is a call to the next panel where she said, "Bet we gonna get the land deeds, guys. We gonna get the land deeds," because she was educating us about land. Now she's educating us about life, about how people in power are. The most important thing ultimately is to not be followed by anyone, and to leave nothing behind. Nothing. And Paco left something behind, man. And I'm not mad at him for it, because like he had a history, but he's the link. He's the link to them. He's the link. And 2 months later when I make my video and they gonna be chilling, I don't know, guys. I don't know. This is so bad. This is bad on so many levels. I'm trying to think. I gotta open up the golden... Wait, I gotta open it. Wait. Golden Wind Gang. The Passion Gang. They had 6 people. These guys have 5. So unless they gain another member, which they probably won't, they could. I mean, the Charming Man was really last minute, so like they probably could. Man, I've said that, guys. I have said this in the beginning, my first JoJoLands video, and I'm gonna keep saying it. This is the story about how Jodio got filthy rich, not the crew. They're all, man. How are they gonna go, man? You know what's like really insane, guys? You know what's really insane? JoJoLand was such a huge breath of fresh air. And here's the reason why I'm not going to include Steel Ball. Let me explain. Stone Ocean, or let me go as far as to say the Stardust Crusaders Part 3, not really Part 4, not really. So Part 3, Part 5, and Part 6. You want to know what all 3 of those parts have in common? A lot of the crew died. And like they would slowly but surely die, you know? It's just that with Part 6, it was all of them at the same time, kind of, right? But with Part 5, man, they were getting picked. Especially at the end. They were getting picked. you know? So it's like, how are these people gonna go, guys? I'm scared, bro. I'm scared. No, I'm scared. No. Baby girl Dragona, Charming Man, Usagi, Paco Laborantes, you know. I'm gonna go back to that, you know, the end part when we sort of talk about it. Pivoting on to the next thing that happened within this chapter, chapter 21, was more about Howler. Again, something that's very interesting is that if he really is the final person, we know he has a stand. We saw his stand. My last video, I believe his stand was revealed. I think his stand was revealed last JoJoLands video. But basically, he has a stand, so we're gonna see it. I don't know if it's gonna like evolve or not. I don't know. That'd be crazy, right? But we're seeing a lot about Aka Howler versus Part 5, where we don't really see much about, you know, the boss, right? We don't really get to see much about him. You know, so him being heavily mistreated in Hawaii, everyone's turning against him. Everyone was already against him. Everyone already had negative connotations towards him. Flipping it back around here, one thing that I like about Araki too is in terms of like art style standpoint, by the way, this is an incredibly great panel. When this gets colored, oh my god, this is gonna look so beautiful. But if you look at the people in the background, look how Araki draws, you know? He draws people different. I like that about Araki, man. You know what I'm saying? Does it look pretty accurate? I've been down in Hawaii, man. I've been down there recently, so it's really, really enlightening to kind of like see the art style difference change and evolution in this part specifically. But I really love this panel. This panel was really, really good. Yeah, man, that was probably one of my favorite panels here. Howler being incredibly emotional, very, very, very sensitive. People constantly talking like just bad down on him. The old lady who blamed him for her son's death or losing both of his arms and legs based off the weapons that he produced or at least was funded with. And like the lawyer, we saw her earlier actually, which is crazy. We actually saw her earlier. I just didn't. She looked a little important, but I didn't really see her. But yeah, that was her. Those are like Howler's right hands. Apparently, I mean, he doesn't even really remember them. He's like, who are you guys, right? But the two dynamic widespreads I'm going to flip my camera around for, right? This part right here, what the hell is going on? What is this commotion about? The flow of logic and reason that is happening, it's definitely because of that damn lava rock. He knows that. He knows that, right? And this is when we get introduced. Look at this panel, though. This panel is cold as hell, though. Look at these goons, though. It's just 3 of them. There were a lot of, like... users in Part 5. And Part 7. I'm bringing Part 7 because of the new universe. And Part 8. So here's my thing. This is just the first half. Yeah, this has to be. There's no way this is the entire part. The first 7 days is going to be the first 50, if not 60 chapters of the JoJoLands. Calling it. If the JoJoLands goes to 100 chapters, if it decides to go that long, or even 90, I don't believe it's going to be 80. There's no way the JoJoLands will be that short. Let me look this up. How long was Golden Wind? I'm going to leave this in the video too. Golden Wind, JoJo, how many chapters? 155. Okay. Diamond is Unbreakable. 174. I say that because JoJoLand had 110. So this could reach the hundreds, but I believe this is going to be, like, I'm going to call it right here. I'm going to flip it back around, then flip it back. I know I'm flipping it back and forth, guys. I just don't like to show the panels too much for the sake of, like, you know, for the sake of showing it. Our 3 main people here. You guys can't see my mouse, but I'm, like, moving it. You guys just can't see it, though. But, you know, these 3 people right here. The police officer, the lawyer, and then the firefighter. These guys are obviously stand users. It's pretty obvious. But I believe these 3 people are going to be the Josefumi and the Kira of JoJoLand. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. What I mean by that, guys, is that Kira... Go back, right? The Josefumi and Kira arc were some of my favorite arcs in JoJoLand, just based off the fact that we were getting a lot of further character on 𝐴𝐵𝐵. Sort of who he was. That's the whole point of part 8 to figure out who he is, right? It's integral for what is shown later or what happens later, his form of self-identity. But I bring that up because, again, why am I saying that? They are Josei, Fumi, and Kira are the first 50 chapters of JoJoLand. That's the first part. JoJoLand can be split into 2 parts. 1, self-identity. 2, or should I say self-discovery, self-identity to it's self-discovery. No, my bad, guys. I'm saying this wrong. I'm getting my thoughts mixed up. The first 50 chapters is self-identity, and the second part is self-discovery. So, with this, they are definitely going to be the first 50 chapters. I'm calling it. Within these next months to a couple years, this is going to be them. And then the last, however long Araki does it. Because the Wonder of You arc lasted a very long time. I think how long was that arc? Someone commented on one of my JoJoLand posts when I first started doing the Wonder of You and the Miracle of Your Love arc. Somebody said that it was longer than part 1. So it's like, I wonder how long this arc will be, right? How long will it be? But genuinely, guys, from an art perspective, from a setting perspective, again, it does suck that it's monthly and we have to wait this long. But I also appreciate it and love it because of the art and just the pacing. The pacing of these chapters, some might say it's fast, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think the pacing in this is really good. Like, really, really good. It's like kind of fast, but it's also very slow. Very, very slow. But I'm looking at their designs and they look really funky looking. The only one that looks remotely normal is the lawyer and the firefighter. You know, I got the firefighter hat. The police officer, she looks very, I don't know. But, yeah, or, he or whatever. But my point is, guys, her stand can sense fear? The one with the glasses. Oh my god. No matter where you are, you saw, like, wait, guys, I didn't comment about this, but look at the hallway they're in a hallway right now, or like in a garage, or like they're basically like in a garage. And look at the pose, the dynamic pose, right? And then once they're about to leave, by the way, that thing that you saw in his glasses, that's fear. He can sense those who are afraid. So, I wonder what their stand powers are gonna be when we see them. But now apparently that's gonna be the stand for that character. But those who are afraid, those are the ones that lose. And it's like, guys, we already see the seeds being played between. I'm trying to find some parallels. That's what I'm trying to do. If Howler really is the final boss of this part, if he is, because that could very well change. If he is, Howler, JoJo, what are the parallels and dynamics between them that we can sort of like, because it's because of that, it's because of those factors that can help us determine the outcome, the parallels between them. JoJo is fearless, Aka is scared. You know what I mean? That's already like a huge sort of parallel here, you know? And it's like in a tight corner between both of them are willing to resort to violence. JoJo and Aka Howler are. They are willing to die for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they both are crazy. So until we see Aka Howler fight, if we ever see him fight, how are these fights are actually going to go? Because from what I'm already looking at, the nematode stand, you know, the one within the eyes that can sense fear, these fights are going to go crazy. Like, you thought that, like, guys, you thought the JoJoLand fights were going to be crazy? This part, I don't know. Because I've said this before in the earlier parts of the video, they're all stealth type stands. I'm not saying they can't fight, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that, like, the fights are just going to be a lot different. How are these fights actually going to go, though? You guys know what I'm saying, though? Like, I really wonder how it's going to go. Ending it with the most ominous cliffhanger. This is a deviant, like, if 10 chapters were out, guys, and I was reading this for a video, this would be the perfect ending. Right? Speaking of which, I forgot about something to mention to you, Howler-san. And Howler sees it. Just a moment shortly before he died, he seems to have access to the Armed Forces military records and looked them up. Paco Laber Antares. Now, if I remember, Paco was using his stand to disguise the cameras and everything. But aside from Lulu, remember the elevator guys? Bobby saw him. It's over. Like, it's over, dude. He's dead. It's done. It's done. Like, with part 5 though, and with part 5 and the gang getting sent the assassins, right, along with the other stand users, there was a lot of stand users and stand fights in part 5. Part 9, part 8, there was a lot too, but with this, it's like there's obviously going to be a lot of bizarre stand fights. How are these fights gonna go, man? Guys, I want to see, like, guys, what I want from this part specifically is, like, I've seen this take a lot floating around in the JoJoLands community a little bit. Shouts out to a lot of big other YouTubers covering the JoJoLands. I believe Metas, and I believe his name is Xforts. Shouts out to you guys. I know, yeah, you guys probably don't know me, but you guys are doing your thing covering the JoJoLands too when you guys do. I bring them up, and I bring other people that I've seen on TikTok and other stuff like that. I want to be the one to lead the JoJoLands community, 100%. No, I'm just joking. But I've seen a lot of this take in the community that they want this part to be really stealthy, heist-like. That's what I want too. I want that. I want the fights to go crazy. I like how the fact that when they were sneaking into the hospital, it was like they were sneaking. They weren't directly trying to, like, find people, seeking physical confrontation, like immediate face-to-face confrontation. And it's like, Merle May said to not leave anything behind. I want to know too, guys, in the premiere, because I believe I'm premiering this to however many people are watching. To people who are watching after, my question to you, aside from theories and comments, leave them down in the comments. It's been a while, guys. It's been a long time. But also, two, who do you guys think is going to die first? You know? Who do you guys think is going to die first in the group? Because the way I see it, it's giving me flashbacks to Dragona's narration, right? In part 7, it was Johnny talking about how he was able, learning to walk again in a mature-like way. Yasuho sort of narrating, because she's obviously the second main character in JoJoLand, about breaking a curse. Not Gappy giving the narration, interestingly enough. And in this one, it's Jodio again. But Dragona also got a narration too. But I feel like with Dragona was talking about the absurdity. That even when the most absurd thing happens, and it's beyond the flow of logic, or even within logic, it'll just happen. Anything could happen. Even if you follow everything to a T, you leave nothing behind, we do everything perfect, something can happen. And that's what makes me think that Dragona definitely is not making it. It's not just because of the fact that, like, oh, Dragona's not the main character, it's obviously Jodio's story. That's obvious, sure. But this is not only part of Ultra Jump, that means sign-in, so that means anything could happen. But also, two, people theorize that Jodio is going to be like the final villain or something. I mean, that would have been crazy. But it's like, with Dragona's speech about the absurdity and the abnormalities beyond the flow of logic versus the mechanism, the follow of trust, in the idea of trying to believe in that sense of trust, the flow of reason, the mechanism, Jodio, it's like those are two different types of outlooks on life, ideologies, two different types of perspectives, and they don't have to clash because they're brothers. But the way that I see it too, Dragona's just not going to make it. Maybe. I mean, Johnny needed to lose a friend to win. Gappy needed the power of love and the power to go beyond that curse, to go beyond it all, through the power of love and working together to break all the curses, to free Morio, to free everything, right? So with this, it's not, this isn't really about a curse, it's just about making money, right? It's just about getting rich. But what does rich actually mean? I feel like we're really going to get more of an understanding of that definitely within the last, maybe 40, but the last 30 to 20 chapters of the JoJoLands, definitely. Within the last 2 years, within the last year, within the last maybe 4 years, but I would say the last year of the JoJoLands, we're definitely going to get the absolute, obviously pinnacle of it, but the true understanding of what this part could really be about. That's what I really feel like. And that's what makes me so excited to make these videos every single month or 2 months. Because this story, man, we get another story from Araki where this is the story about. I love these stories, man. This is JoJo, yeah, but when Araki makes these stories, you know, starting with Steel Ball, this is a story about, you know, this is a story about trio. We have Johnny, Gappy, and now we have Jodio, right? The people call him the unanimated trio. I've been calling him the unanimated trio too. But before we end the video, I want to see if we can pull up every single author's note from the chapter. I don't know where I'm gonna find this at, but hopefully I can find it very soon. We will probably flip my screen around to all of the 20 author notes if we can find them. So he does it every single volume. He doesn't do it every single chapter, but every single volume. My apologies, guys. He does it every single volume. But we're going to see if we can pull up all of these, and I'll cut the video right here so we can continue. So I found all of the author's notes for volume 1 through 5. I thought he did one for every chapter, my bad, but he did it for every volume. So the first one I will show for the I'm going to show on Reddit, and then the other ones I found on Twitter, and we're just going to read them, go over them, talk about them. I know that a lot of times Rocky shares pictures of himself, and then he'll show his thoughts, he'll show what he's been through, he'll even show the date and everything. It's really cool. I always found it really cool. I know he did it for JoJoLand, so, but we're gonna do it for the JoJoLands to kind of like really not just appreciate this part, but really try to master my format. It's so bright in my room, it's because of my light, but master the format in terms of my parts. Right? For Steel Ball Run, guys, I was very rough. I did 3 chapters. Maybe I would narrate. Maybe I'd accidentally voice act. I was very wonky with the edits. I mean, Stone Ocean was practically the first, right? So, but that was just me reacting. So, bare minimum. Then I did the 3 chapters, you know, for Steel Ball Run and everything else like that. Very wonky. I was very nervous making that series. JoJoLand, I included a lot of edits. It was really good. We included a very long discussion for every single one of those videos, and we always brought up the cover arts. We always talked about the end arts. Now this, we're going over theories, we're going over discussions, we're going over edits, we're going over certain cuts, we're going to be doing the author's notes, we're going to be doing cover arts, we're going to be doing Ultra Jump arts, we're going to be looking at everything to sort of appreciate this potentially, if not final part of JoJo. But we'll check out the first volume's cover art, and not just cover art, but the volume author's note. JoJoLand's Volume 1 author's note, 𝐞𝐽 Araki. The JoJoLands is the 9th part of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series. Its 9th protagonist being a 15-year-old boy. I consider 15 to be the age where a person's thoughts for the future are most vibrant. As an author, my hope is that the protagonist will mature and develop admirably over time. On a separate note, within the story, you will see the name November Rain. The term Novem derives from the Latin root meaning 9. The months of July and August were at some point inserted into the middle of the Georgian calendar, causing November to be the 11th month. The JoJoLands Volume 1 departure August 18, 2023. The JoJoLands Volume 2 author's note, 𝐞𝐽 Araki. While walking to work, I sometimes get stopped by police checks, but other times people will just hand me food. They'll be like, would you like some permissions to go? Perhaps some udon or rashes. These people don't even live nearby. I don't know who some of them are. They don't expect autographs or anything. It's just a different person each time. I guess I look hungry. They even handed me a musake mushrooms one time. Isn't that amazing? What I'm trying to say is that this is how I start off my work days. The JoJoLands Volume 2 Rise Up, December 19, 2023. The JoJoLands Volume 3 Author's Note, 𝐞𝐽 Araki. I've been cautious about sharing this because I didn't want to be seen as strange, but I haven't spoken about it anywhere before. About 40 years ago in my 20s, I traveled to Italy and made a side trip to the northern town of Padova. It was my first visit, but I immediately felt a sense of familiarity with the place. As I walked down the road next to the river flowing through the town, I recognized the buildings, the bridge, the views, and even knew how to get to the church. It was exactly like I had somehow known it would be there. Ever since I'd visited, I make it a point, to visit Padova when I travel. Continued in Volume 4. The JoJoLands Volume 3 Money Making Time, April 18th, 2024. The JoJoLands Volume 4 Author's Note, 𝐞𝐽 Araki. Could reincarnation be real? The question echoed through my mind as I wandered the streets of Padova in northern eastern Italy, hoping to find a place I have once called home. Yet, despite my best efforts, the feeling of familiarity I yearned for never came. And even if it did, it would have most likely been a home that belonged to someone else. Despite all that, my exploration of Padova provided me with some valuable insight. Each city has its own unique philosophy, which is reflected through its culture, art, food, and architecture, plant cultivation, and even the way strangers treat each other. I see these things and want to incorporate them in my own life. The JoJoLands Volume 4, Joestar Brothers, August 19th, 2024. Finally, the JoJoLands Volume 5, Author's Note, Rinko Araki. Back when I was a kid, the term Mach, as in the speed of sound, had this sense of romance to it, like a feeling of excitement or mystery. Being able to go at the speed of sound, or even faster than it was so incredibly cool to me. I even loved when characters did special moves that had Mach in the name. However, it wasn't long before I was told, you know that the speed of light is actually the fastest, right? And all I could think was, what? It felt like Mach suddenly got left in the dust, and that made me really sad. There's so much more romanticism in Mach. People need that sense of excitement or mystery. The ones with romance in their hearts are the ones that succeed, aka the winners. Mach simply has romantic value. The JoJoLands Volume 5, Deed, December 18th, 2024. Man, Araki, man. And I could see, like, for each of the pictures that he showed, pictures of him, you know? Great guy, man. Wow. Each of the volume covers, too, has the characters, right? We have 5 members. Jodio, Dragona, Usagi, Paco, and now we have the charming man going into the 5th volume, so... that was uploaded a couple days ago, too, you know? It really is so, like, surreal looking at the author's notes from Steel Ball Run to the author's notes in JoJolion from years ago, right? And really, guys, I just want to say this is probably going to be a very long video for an absurd reason, just because I've been talking a lot. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun recording this. I love making these videos, you know. Let me know down in the comment section or Premiere if you guys are still here, if you guys want me to cover it monthly, or do you guys like the 2-month formula? I don't mind waiting though. I really don't. You know, it kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's okay, because each chapter that we get, it feels like an entirely, it feels like a venture. It feels like a venture. Like, so much stuff is happening in just one chapter, and I feel like that's the beauty of it being like a monthly. These chapters aren't like, again, guys, I cover Blue Lock for the channel. You know, I cover Chainsaw Man. I covered Gakuraku guy. I still need to you know, get onto that whenever I do. Excuse me. I've covered so many weekly serializations, but they feel so different from what I started off with doing on this channel, that being JoJo, right? And it's just because of the shortage of pages. The shortage of pages. You know, weekly serializations and monthly serializations are so separate. But anyways, I'll end the video. I've been talking for a long time. I'll see you guys in a month or two, right? I would say, guys, let's end the video off with some theories, ideas. What could happen? Paco's the link. The link to the trace that Merle said not leave behind. So, this is going to be really bad. But for right now, we got introduced to 3 enemies. So, is this like the assassin group mirror from part 5? I mean, part 5, you know how many members there were? This is only 3 people. So, obviously, there's going to be more, I believe so. But a lawyer, a firefighter, and a police officer. Very interesting. Fighting the law, right? Maybe that could be tied in with, like, the themes of going against the system or something, right? Like, who really knows, right? We could talk about this forever. I could talk about this forever. But anyways, guys, maybe I'll be covering some other stuff JoJo-wise, too. I was thinking about doing that short story for Kira, like that spinoff, or even the Rohan spinoff, because some people wanted me to do it for the channel. If you guys are new, leave a like, subscribe. Dislike if you don't like the video. I'm perfectly cool with that. Leave comments, hate, love, all that. I want comments. I want to see how you guys felt about the video. I want to see theories, how y'all feeling about the JoJoLands so far. But also, we're about to hit 2K! The year's almost over! I'm gonna need y'all to subscribe! Subscribe. Join the members. It's a different type of way to support the channel. I really appreciate it. Trust me, I do, guys. Man. The next time I'll see you guys is the new year. JoJo-wise, yeah, right? thank you guys so much for everything on this channel. JoJoLands 2. This year has been absolutely really good, great for me, and I couldn't wish for anything more. I love you guys, truly I do. Take care, all time. I'll see you guys next time, where we got 7 days, right? Nothing left behind, all time, and I'm out.
ジョジョランズアメリカ合衆国ハワイ諸国これは一人の少年が亜熱帯の島々で主人公ジョニオ・ジョースターはチームの仲間と共に大富豪になっていく物語。ボスから一つの指令を受けた。とある日本人が持ち込んだこの物語が幕を開ける。ザ・ジョジョランズ